You didn't take any breaks.
I didn't take any breaks. Dude, I remember being excited when on a European tour after the WrestleMania where I wrestled Ray, that my elbow every night locked up at like a 45-degree angle on the bus. And I would be like, I can't move it. I can't bend it either direction, like but 3 inches.
And
And
I
I was
want
like,
people listening who not do complain, but are just like, oh, can't you just go out there every night? It's like this guy can't move his elbow.
yeah. And I remember being excited, and I remember telling them like that I can't, like we would do these exercises where I would like hold something heavy, like maybe like a hammer, and try to like relax my arm to try to like dangle it, and then they would straighten it, and then they would tape it. And I was wrestling like that, like every night in Europe, overseas, and like.
So the excitement is like, I might get some surgery, I might get some time off.
Yes, I was stoked. I was like, I mean, you took me to get the laser eye surgery right after my elbow surgery because I was like, huzzah! Yeah. I'm gonna get my eyes fixed too because I have all this time off. I got surgery, and then I think I got surgery on it was either. And I was doing SmackDown, so it was a Wednesday or a Thursday, and then Vince called me like Friday. I was like, "Oh, I heard surgery was a success." I said, "Yeah, it's great. I'm gonna, rehab, and I'll be back before you know it." Well, actually, I'm gonna have him send you some travel right now because I mean, just your elbow hurt. We can have you cut promos. So I was already back on the road after X amount, like 5 days, not even 4 days.
Is there internal pressure from you yourself?
Absolutely.
Just being like, you can't say no. Come on, man.
No, I wanted to show them that I was the best at this job, like easily. Like even with my arm in a sling, I'll go cut promos and nobody's going to be able to fucking touch me.
I remember there was a time where you like kind of were like bragging, like you got something, like you're like, and I kind of like, if I'm going to come back, it's only TVs, and then I don't have to do any more European shows, and then, or like overseas, and then like I'll be happy. And then literally 2 months later, you're like, I'm doing this next one.
Well, I think that was after I split after the Mania match with Taker. But there was a ton of reasons that happened too.
But I was upset that like you then started going back on these tours, and I knew that would drive you to unhappiness. Like,
and it did.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that elbow surgery, and I'm right back on television, and I'm right back at it, and I'm scared that I'm going to have a blood clot and die because that's what happened to Chris Candido, and I got the laser eye surgery, and I remember them when I was supposed to go back to Birmingham to get cleared before I came back to wrestle for my elbow. One day I was just at TV, and it was the same thing. I was just like, I'll just probably cut a promo, and then Michael Hayes comes up to me and he goes, all right, you're working so-and-so. And I was like, no, I'm not. I just got this laser eye surgery. I don't want anybody fucking up my eyes. And he's like, well, you really should have told somebody. And I was like, told him what? My elbow. And he goes, no, I just checked. They said you're cleared. I was like, I haven't even gone to Birmingham to see Dr. Andrews yet. What do you mean I'm cleared? Well, you got to talk to them. So then I talked to Dr. Raymond, and Dr. Raymond's like, no, I just called him. I told him how you were. He said, okay, he cleared you. And I was like, what kind of witch doctory bullshit is that? Like, I'm going to go see him before I fucking wrestle. Book that shit. I am not wrestling tonight. And I still remember it was right around the time of the, I came back from what I'd imagine like any other pro sport person would come back from a minor elbow injury way too soon. And it was the debut of Nexus. And I remember it well because I still had, hey guys, laser eye surgery. But I couldn't tell any of those guys because they tried to hide the whole fucking Nexus angle from me and Gallows, even though we knew something was up. So when they're beating me up, some asshole was sticking his fingers in my fucking eyes, and I just started fucking smacking people. And Gallows was like, what do we do? And I'm like, just start beating him up. And he started beating up fucking Ryan Reeves. And Reeves was like, no, we're supposed to go
We're
over.
The beater-uppers.
Yeah, it's like,
we beat up.
Just totally confused. So I was very mad somebody poked me in the eye. It was karma for me laughing at you when Ricky Reyes did it to you at the Ring of Honor show.
Because like it has to happen.
Yeah.
It has to happen. If they're like, don't touch my eye.
It happens.
You touch the eye.
Murphy's Law. Absolutely. Absolutely Murphy's Law.
And so again, you keep on getting this time off, but then not getting this time off.
Well, and this is, I'm going to go back to when I said, I don't know when I'm supposed to start. So let's talk about me being the champion and me putting all this pressure on me, me buying into the I'm the champion and it's pro wrestling and it's tradition and what would Harley Race do and like all this stuff. And I made every show and I worked my ass off every show and I tried to make every guy I wrestled with. And I have a lot of fond memories of working with a lot of guys like, Del Rio. I had great matches with Daniel Bryan. But
Is that a big thing for you? What would Harley Race do?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Because I like to think I'm an old school guy and like that was the thing,
And Harley loves you.
You get hurt, you fucking tape it up, blah, 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 and that's what I did. How long was I on TV with my arm in a sling? The sling wasn't just for show. I walked around with my arm in a fucking sling all day, except the fucking 2 hours in the morning and the 2 hours at night I was doing rehab so I could double time to get back in the ring. And then that's why I always had my elbow taped up after that. Sometimes we put a little donut of like padding on there and shit like that. I'm trying to think. There was never, it really seemed like there was never really a place for me in that company. And I always just.
Do you think that's, and so here's me playing the other side, because I love you, but I've known you forever. Do you think that was because you were probably like an asshole to a lot of people that worked there?
What was?
You. So like, you can be, I think it's great, but I know like the way sometimes you probably talk to some of those people there.
Uh-huh.
I get it because they're dopes, but
Sure.
those dopes are like, fuck this. I don't even want to approach punk.